This morning is a celebration of the blossoming cherry tree planting, and this cherry tree here, 20 years ago, 2002, the city of Anjo donated 50 trees. That's the beginning of the cherry trees here in park. And since we have a cherry blossom festival almost like 10 years ago, we're planting a couple of more young trees every year. And this is another occasion to celebrate beautiful blossoming of the cherry. Thank you very much. And also our mayor, the mayor is a long time supporter. We went to Anjo together in 2017 and had a great time. So on behalf of our sister city, I'd like to present Mayor the new happy quote for the.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. Can you put it on me? Oh, thank you. I'm so thank you. Got the hands in the right spot? Okay, look at you. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Frank.
Tailor made.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can I take a seat, please? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mayor is always participate in Cherry Blossom Festival since it's a very small festival then. So I really appreciate the
Thank you, Frank.
tremendous
Thank you.
support.
So good morning, everyone. I'm going to look at the camera. And I just want to say, really, it's been an honor to be associated with all of you. It inspires me. And I just got to meet Natalie again. We met many years ago, and I didn't recognize her. She's all grown up. But what an inspiration this whole thing has turned out to be, not only for the youth, but really the people that you touch, the impact, the residents, the adults that are involved with you. And it's so beautiful. Although we didn't have a festival this year, we are planning a really big one for next year, right, Natalie? So 2023, and it's probably going to be right around this time. Is that right? March? Okay. What a special place to have in Central Park, where all the blooms are blossoming and people come from far and over to see this park because of the cherry blossoms. We have our 5th annual Cherry Blossom Festival, which will be back. I know I'm just reading what it just said. But I just want to say, you make a difference in this community by what you do. And we're better for it with this organization because it really creates a lot of diversity. And I personally would like to say thank you. And on behalf of the City Council, as the Mayor of Huntington Beach, thank you all.
So we have a lot of really amazing people here today that we're going to be honoring. This whole organization is 100% run by volunteers and has been since 1982 when it started. Two of the most important people in starting this organization were George and Carmen Erber. And we're going to be honoring George today with the cherry blossom tree. Right now, I want to introduce a few of our student ambassadors who are here. We've been doing a student exchange with all the 8 Huntington Beach Unified High School districts for the last 38 years. And we have several of our alumni students here today. And I just want to introduce, we have Natalie Ann Zavino from 2013. We have one of our chaperones from 2016, Kelly Sines. Here. We have 3 of our students from 2017, Jasmine Mundo, Effie Head, right here, and Daisy Erber, right there. And then we have one of our students from 2018, Ryan Velasquez. And then we have our chaperone from 2019, the last time we were able to send students, and that's Lisa Bellerman. Many of our other students wanted to be here today, but many of them are away at college, taking their finals. But we're really excited to have our kids and our chaperones here representing us. So now I'm going to introduce Jasmine Mundo, and she's going to speak a little bit about the importance of the cherry blossom trees.
Hi everyone. I kind of wrote this down, Maureen wrote this down, and I'm just going to be speaking on her behalf. So cherry blossoms, known in Japan as sakura, are well known around the world for their radiant, delicate, and transient beauty. However, they are more than simply beautiful trees, as the sakura have powerful ties to Japan's history, culture, and identity. Sakura embody ideals of impermanence, hope, and renewal, and are now one of Japan's most iconic natural symbols. Adding to their magic and mystique, the sakura are usually only in bloom for around 1 week. Across the diverse landscape of Japan's main lands, this magical moment can occur between March to early May. After their brief period of full bloom, the flowers start to flutter gracefully from their trees, and the blossoms are said to be the most beautiful in this final stage, where the white and pink petals gently float to the ground. The Japanese love to celebrate and cherish the cherry blossom trees during the limited flowering period, and many people hold flower watching parties known as hanami. This notion, called mono no aware, or bittersweet awareness of the impermanence of things, this mindset is the belief that impermanence needs to be cherished and not mourned. Gentle blossoms easily and quickly wither and fall, as that they are loved so much. A similar thought expressed in English is, don't cry because it's over, be happy because it happened. Spring and cherry blossom season signify new beginnings in Japan, a time of renewal.
And one of the reasons we asked Jasmine to speak for us is because she has taken many, many years of Japanese language, and because of her experience traveling to Anjo. So next we're going to have Natalie Ann Zavino talk a little bit about her experience in Anjo and why she started the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Hi everyone. Hi. Good to see everyone. I'm Natalie Ann Zavino. I was lucky enough to be selected as a student ambassador in 2013. It's crazy to say that out loud because I feel like it was yesterday. So traveling to Japan, it was my very first time out of the country. So it was pretty incredible to be traveling to such an amazing place, and one of the reasons why I think I fell in love with Japan and its people, and why I think so many of this group did, is because of their true hospitality. In a place where there's a language barrier for many of us and it's hard to kind of, communicate, they have such a way of showing with little moments and little acts of kindness how much they want to welcome you and make sure that you have a good experience while you're with them. Going to Anjo, Japan truly changed my life. I left those 2 weeks there crying because Shinatsu's family felt like my family. We still send each other Christmas cards to this day. So when I got home, I learned that there wasn't funding going to the Sister City Association, and it was potentially in jeopardy of discontinuing. I knew how much this program impacted my life, and I wanted it to continue, and I wanted more people to know just how amazing this relationship our city has with Anjo and how much it's impacted us. So being a Girl Scout at the time, I took it upon myself, and with the help of my mom and so many Girl Scout volunteers as well as Sister City volunteers, we created the very first Japanese cultural festival here in the park with the blooming cherry blossoms. We were inspired from previous Girl Scout events of creating booths that had crafts and games, so we created those based off the Japanese culture and traditions that we loved. The very first event had about 3,000 people, which was incredible for a small Girl Scout event. It's crazy to say that the next year that grew to 5,000. The next year after that, that grew to 7,000. Then when we realized that this event and this community was so great that our small group of volunteers needed help. So Kevin Elliott with Code 4 came in, and he was our knight in shining armor. He really took it over and got the word out about how truly great this event is for our community. The year before the pandemic, last year of the Cherry Blossom Festival, according to HBPD, about 75,000 people walked these grounds during that weekend and got to partake in the, you know, incredible performances, the food, and just the stories of talking to one another that everyone shares from this experience. So I am so incredibly thankful to the Sister City Association. I'm like getting emotional. Because it really changed my life for the better, and I think it changes a lot of these people's lives for the better, and I'm really excited that we're now in a place where we can have it back. So looking forward to seeing you all at the next Cherry Blossom Festival, and thank you so much for your support.
Great story.
Today's cherry tree plantings serve as a tribute to this year's historic 40th anniversary of the Huntington Beach Sister City relationship with Anjo, Japan. One of the trees is so extremely important to our own family, who are joining me here. George Erber, Pop as he was affectionately called by his 8 grandchildren, passed away last October. He passed peacefully and surrounded by family. I thank the members of the Sister City Association and many other Huntington Beach friends who joined his memorial. Dad was a self-made man. He was raised in the Midwest, served in the U.S. Army, and then later became a senior banking executive and had a great career. Most important, he shared 60 years to the love of his life, Carmen Erber. Together they raised a loving family, again with me here. Not everyone's here, but and 50 years ago they moved to Huntington Beach. I'm happy to share that Mom is still thriving here in this wonderful city. Dad was proud of his home in Huntington Beach. He was proud of his fellow citizens, the city's history, amenities, beaches, parks, and especially the weather. Dad was also passionate about the relationship between Huntington Beach and Anjo. His dedication to the Sister City Association was evident in his serving 2 years as president and nearly 20 years as a member of the board. He first visited Anjo with Mom in 1989. It was Mom's second trip to Anjo, and just like Mom fell in love with Anjo on her first trip, serving as a chaperone for the Sister City Youth Ambassador Exchange, Dad also fell in love with Anjo. It was the citizens of Anjo that endeared them most, just as Anjo citizens endear everyone who visits their city. Mom and Dad visited Anjo 5 more times, with the last final visit together 7 years ago. During the past 4 decades, Mom and Dad have hosted in their home more than 120 Japanese, mostly citizens and now friends from Anjo. Some of those friendships are so strong, they are more like family relationships. And in one case, it is a family relationship. My sweetheart, my wife, the mother of our children, was born and raised in Anjo. On behalf of my entire family and everyone that's here today, I thank the City Council, the city staff, the Sister City Association, its members, supporters, and volunteers for all you have done and continue to do to support the important, meaningful people-to-people relationship made possible by Sister Cities. The Cherry Blossom Festival was my dad's favorite activity for the Sister City organization, and so it means a great deal to our family to have a tree dedicated to him. In fact, I think it's the first cherry tree that's been dedicated in someone's name. Finally, I wish to thank the generous donors who contributed to the purchase of the cherry tree, including members of the board of the Infant Development Association of California, where I currently work. George Erber, Pop Pop, would have loved watching this cherry tree grow and blossom, just like he and Mom nurtured and watched our family grow and blossom here in Huntington Beach. Thank you very much. I think that's good for symbol. We'll let the city staff do their magic with it. Thank you very much, everyone.